Okay, our next topic is, it's kind of essential for greater than or equal than of something. So this is a topic about inequalities. Now, start with the definition. An inequality is a mathematical sentence that contains greater than equal, less than equal, or you can equal. So these is something that we're dealing with, like greater than or equal than. Sometimes in recent years you might have been taught like the alligator. Maybe these are like the shapes of alligators that point in the positive direction, or the greater one that eats the chunk out of the biggest one. Well, this is the same thing, but as we go up into the math, we're going to start working with these in different ways. And it makes sense in word problems because you can have greater than or less than. So let's go ahead and just run through this real quick here. So just for our note, so please write this down, just for our note, if the alligator goes that way, this is greater than. Alright? So I'll give you an example. 3 is greater than 2. 1 is greater than 0. Okay? So that's the first one. Well, what if it's like this? Greater than with a line under it. So this is greater than or equal to. That means that this is equal to. So back to this one. 3 is greater than or equal to itself. 1 is greater than or equal to 0. It could be that way. Or if you don't like that, just go ahead and copy that. So those are the greater thans. So I can say I have more than you. I have more money than you. You have more experience than I. So that kind of goes both ways. So let's keep going. The next one goes like this. That's the less than. So less than. So you can say that 3 is less than 4. Or 2 is less than 1. Okay? But what if you have this with an equal sign? This is going to be less than or equal to. So less than or equal to. So really, it doesn't matter that, well, it does matter when you have the alligator to what side. So, and to show you this, the non-equal, this with an equal goes like this, it's not equal. So, not equal. So for example, 3 is not equal to 1. 4 is not equal to 3. Okay, so that's pretty much the basic idea of inequalities. You're just trying to see what one goes, what's the alligator pointing to, what's the greatest one, and you are doing this with a mathematical sentence as you grow, and then this is what we're going to do right now. So, hope you got that down. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this and go on to the next one. But I want you to remember these because many students, they don't remember these and they just, it makes it hard on them because they're trying to decipher this information, but they're not following this. So let's put some graphs into it. So when I mean graphs like this, let's say that we have x is greater than 1. Now you're probably thinking, what is x? X is a variable. So we're saying that this is a variable. What's a variable? It can be anything. It can be anything and varies. So this is a variable. Sometimes I do my x's like very fancy just because I'm trying to get them away from looking kind of straight and weird. So anyway, so what does this mean? Well, you're saying that on a line, and by the way, this is not equal to. It's something that's greater than 1. So what's greater than 1? You might ask. What's greater than 1? Well, you got 2, 3, 4, and you can just keep going. So you're going to say, what is greater than 1? Well, on a number line, you're going to say, okay, you're going to start with 1. Well, you can start with 0 if you want. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can go all the way to 6. But this is greater than 1. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Is 1 greater than 1? Could that work? Is 1 greater than 1? Are you greater than yourself? It can't happen. So this can't happen. So this is a no. That can't happen. So what you're going to do at 1 right here, we indicate it as an open circle. So we're going to put an open circle. That means you can't include it. So you pretty much cannot include. You cannot include that because 1 does not equal 1. Well, isn't this greater than? If it's greater than, on the number line, it's going to point in this direction because those are all greater than 1. So you're going to have something go like this. And that's greater than 1. And there's your graph. Now you're probably thinking, what is this used for? Well, it's a lot in word problems and where you can find that something's greater than what. Maybe you're getting paid a salary every year and you have to, you don't get less than, let's say, $60,000. And so that's your opening. You don't get anything less than $60,000. So everything's going to be greater than. So it can be in this predicament. This is also in systems of equations, which means if you have so many variables, maybe you have taxes, your income, your assets, this can be used to kind of predict what's a good way of seeing the middle point. And that's something that we're going to get into later. All right, so let's do some more. This is kind of the process. We're looking at something, making a graph. So let's try this one, and I want you to be very careful with these. So let's do this one. What about x is greater than or equal to 2? So I guess this is 1. This is 2. What if x is greater than or equal to 2? So I want us to make a number line. And then put some Put some dots on it. So we're going to go to 2. So here's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, another question. Is this an equal? This is an equal sign, yes. So this time, can 2 be greater than or equal to itself? And this is a yes. 2 can be greater than or equal, so equal means, so really 2 is equal to itself. That means you're going to put a circle at 2, but instead of having it open, you're going to include it this time. You're going to include it. So you're going to go and solid it in. Make it solid. So you're going to solid, because you can include it. This tells people or mathematicians that you can have 2 as an answer. And is this greater than? So it's going to go in this. Well, how do you know it goes that way? Well, 1, it's here, and 2, we can say that, test it. Is 3 greater than or equal to 2? Yes. Is 4 greater than or equal to 2? Yes. So that's how you can test it and see if those are all correct. And that's pretty much it of these basic inequalities. I want to show you the lesser n, which is the same thing. But you're going to go the other way on the graph. So let me show you some of those. And I want you to practice because these make a little bit more sense as you go into practice them a little bit, as you experience them a little bit. So this is number, what? Is this number 3? What if we had x? Well, I always use x. In this case, yes, but sometimes you might not always use x. So this is going to be x less than, let's make the numbers easy, 3. So this is less than, okay, so let's make a number line that has some markings on it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't care. But you know you're going to have to go to 3. So you can go 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you want to. But we don't need to do that because x is less than 3. So let's test this. Is 3 less than 3? Is 3 less than 3? No. So there's your false. There's your false. So at 3, you're going to put a circle, an open circle, because you can't include 3. Well, let's do some more tests. Is 4 less than 3? False. Oh, so going this way we can't work. Going this direction we can't. It doesn't work. Let's test on this side. Is 2 less than 3? We got it. Is 1 less than 3? Yep, got it. So you're actually going to go this way. And that is pretty much what that calls for. Okay? So that is less than, but not equal yet. This one is going to be the one that I want to show you here. And when you are in doubt of doing these, just test them. Test them and see if they're true. Because that's what you're doing in science, that's what you're doing in math. You're trying to test your hypothesis. You're trying to test your calculations by putting some numbers in there, some variables. So let's try 4 here. And let's stick to the x, a little fancy x that I want you to do. But let's then go here. Less than equals to 4. I'm trying to make the numbers nice for you. Will they always be this nice? Yeah. But for this class, so moving on. So we have to think about this. This right here is less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. So that means you can have something equal to 4. So let's, before we do the number line, let's test this. So let's test. Before we do the number line. So let's pick some numbers that go into x. So what about 5? What about 4? What about 3, 2? Just pick some numbers. We're just picking numbers. So we're doing this. We're taking this and we're putting those in there. So we're putting these in to test. We're putting these into test and see if this is correct. So we put 5 in. Let's see, if we put 5 in, we got 5 is less than or equal to 4. Is 5 less than 4? No. So there's that doesn't work. What about 4? Does 4 is less than or itself? Well, if it's less than or equal to, that's true. So that one works. Is 3? Well, 3 is less than or equal to 4. Let's see, $3 is less than $4, so that's true. Is 2 less than or equal to 4? $2 is less than 4. Oops. So that's not true. So the ones in blue are all the true statements. So on your number line, you're going to go up to 4, and you're going to see that it decreases when it goes to 4. So you can go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you're going to say at 4, it can work. So you're going to solid it in. And you're going to say that, okay, well, if I go to 3, well, that's a true statement. If I go to 2, that's a true statement. Well, there's a pattern there. So you're going to go in that fashion. So that's pretty much it right now of inequalities. So these 4 problems are not a whole lot yet. You need to practice more of these. So my advice is to still keep doing this. You can use different numbers. Use 6, use 7. If you want to, use fractions. Use decimals if you want to. And it should be the same thing. So it kind of tells the reader, so one last thing, especially on this one, what if I said to you, is -2 less than or equal to 4? Is -2 less than or equal to 4? And you're going to be like, I don't know, I have to do some testing. No, you don't. Because since this arrow is going this way, and here's 0, what's going to be down here? Well, -1, -2. Oh, so you're saying that if this line goes in this direction, these should all work. They all work because this line covers everything in that direction. So you need to do more of these, and these are just 4. But I hope that you can take this video and you can improve on the inequalities. Is this it for inequalities? Fortunately, no. There's graphing that we, well, the graphing comes with here, but these become a little bit more advanced. And as you build up your math skills and pretty much have that tool belt of math skills, you're gonna see that these are gonna kind of build onto something else. But for now, we're not gonna go there, right? So hopefully this video helped you out with inequalities, and remember, practice, 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 and put time into this. Okay? So, thank you.